Hello there, and very welcome to this very, very special BionicGym Live. It's a Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday, Cyber Monday time, so everybody is very welcome. First of all, people keep on asking me about weight loss. I'm Dr. Louis, the inventor of BionicGym, and I invented it as a fitness device to make people fit and fast and burn calories, but they keep on asking about weight loss. So today we will talk just about weight loss, and I got five very important stories that I want to share with you. I want to share these extraordinary people and their extraordinary results as well. Each one is chosen for a different reason. Each one is chosen because it illustrates some aspect of weight loss and essentially kind of how you can maximize your returns as well. Learn from them and learn from their successes. So there, we've got videos and we've got some before and after photos and everything, so people will be able to see it. If you think it's of interest to others, please do share this, because this is the weekend where people can pick up the best perks, etc. So do share it if somebody might benefit. That would be hugely appreciated. Also like them if you see someone's video or you know them or whatever, please like. This is the very first time we've done an Instagram live. So if you can follow us on Instagram, that would be hugely appreciated as well. So lastly, if you have questions, type them in. I'll try and get to them at the end. So we'll go through the top five. We'll see how they get on. If you have any questions, send them in, either about weight loss in general, I'm happy to answer, or about BionicGym in particular. I'm happy to answer as well. I'll talk for a few minutes about weight loss and BionicGym and its advantages and disadvantages, and then sign off. So let's start now at number 5. So number 5 is Lassi Cronenberg from Denmark. He's the captain of a cruise ship, and wonderful chap. He came on live with us one time with his lovely wife, and he's a wonderful tattoo. Look out for that. So without me saying anything more, he illustrates the point, essentially, just exercise with BionicGym, nothing else. But there are 2 or 3 other points I'll come back to. Let's hear from Lassi.
I have lost around 15 to 16 kilos. This is helping. This is working always. I didn't change my eating habits. I didn't change my workouts. The only thing I changed was that I started using this one. Really big calorie discipline. I burn this approximately 400 to 500 calories extra per day or per second day. So this is what the BionicGym does. It makes you burn these extra calories that you wouldn't have done otherwise. Good thing about the BionicGym is also you can use it almost everywhere. I have used it on my work also. I have used it where I have my standing desk. I of course don't have the intensity this high. This is not just a quick fix.
So it's just wonderful to see Lassi's progress there. But a couple of things. It's not a miracle. That's hugely important. He says, you need to work at it and you need to keep at it. He's burning just, he said, 400 or 500 calories. So he does it for an hour or so. And that's great. And that's getting him the results that he wants. He's not adding in a diet or anything like that. But of course, his results would be accelerated if he did that. So, but important points, it's not a miracle. You have to work at it. You have to keep at it. But as you can see, you can get kind of great results. And this is Lassi. You can see him after there, before, and before underneath. I love that tattoo, I have to say. So that's Lassi. And thank you, Lassi, for sharing as well. It's hugely appreciated. Now, number 4, is Miguel. Now, Miguel, I came across some pictures of him a couple of weeks ago, and hopefully we'll be able to see the pictures now. And these pictures are, you see him on the beach beforehand, not so long ago, and then the top picture is him just a couple of weeks ago, 2 to 3 weeks ago. And you can just see their extraordinary progress. But even since then, he's now made a video, and of course, he's continued to go on. He's continued to progress over the space of only, it would appear, 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to play this video now, and let's hear from Miguel.
I hit 2 hours. My shirt is soaked, to say the least. Did right now 2 hours, 140. I'm on 60 on the 3 times up on a glucose burner. Let me try and turn this off and see. See what my calories burned. Here it is, right there. Right at 1,119 calories, right at 2 hours and 1 minute. I can't tell you enough about this product. I lost right at 45 pounds. Also helped with my restless legs. I don't have restless legs anymore. My mom as well, she's 73. It's I can't even begin to tell you how much it's changed my life. So I absolutely love it. Can't tell you definitely need it.
Extraordinary. So just got that in today, and when I first saw him, I thought, my God, this is the same chap as before. I bet you some people would hardly recognize him. So this is wonderful to see. But a few things about Miguel's progress. I mean, it's extraordinary. But it hasn't been easy, okay? First of all, he's dieting as well. So he has a high protein, low carb diet, which is particularly suited to BionicGym. The high protein is good because when you're, if you just diet, there's a tendency to kind of lose your muscle mass. You can see that he's still kind of got good muscle mass there, despite the rapid change in his weight. And this is because he's adding in exercise as well. So the protein helps keep his muscle mass. It also helps with satiety, feeling full. So you're not you don't have the munchies all the time. The second thing about it is he's on a low carb diet. A low carb diet is particularly suited to BionicGym and its uses. This is because BionicGym is really hungry when the contractions are going through your legs. It's hungry. The muscle fibers we target, they're hungry for sugar, and they gobble up the sugar and remove it from your system. And if you're not adding in lots of carbs, it's difficult for the system to replace all of that sugar and the sugar reserves known as kind of glycogen. And so it then delves into the fat layers and starts removing the fat. And it's quite an inefficient way in some regards for the body to exercise. And that's partly why it's so good. It mimics intense exercise. I'll talk about that later on. He was saying, again, you wonder, like, his fast and vast progress. He was saying he's typically burns, this was in another post, 2,000 calories per day. So that's a lot of exercise. So he has BionicGym on for 3 to 6 hours. He was saying, and this could be 5 to 6 times per week. So he's building up vast amounts of calorie burn. He's not always using it at the intensities he's just shown there. He's clearly got very fit as well. Just from the video, you can tell the fitness levels must have gone up. So that's really, I'm very happy to see that as well. So he's doing a diet which is low in carb and protein, high in protein, and he's doing a couple of thousand calories per day. And all of this has a massive deficit, and that comes from your fat. So let's go on to the next. So that Miguel was number 4. Now, number 3 is Tressa. I'm immensely fond of Tressa. She did a Facebook Live with us there recently. And Tressa is here because her story illustrates the value of community. She's an important member of our Facebook community. So we've got kind of different BionicGym communities. Our overall community, which is open to everybody. You'll find us on Facebook, just search BionicGym. We have our female community as well. Obviously, that's restricted, and it's because women, quite often they prefer to discuss certain things amongst women alone. So that's a group for them as well, and there are, I think, 4,000 or 5,000 ladies there. So do join them. It's a tremendously a good group, and both groups are very positive and very supportive. So join them and listen to people's stories. There's also a veteran group as well. Obviously, that's a lot smaller, and the vets, they like to. They share stories. Vets are different because they've once known quite often extreme fitness. And then a lot of them, for some reason, maybe they were injured, they fell off the wagon, and this helps them get back on again. So the communities are tremendously important to us. And you'll also see other stories, some like Miguel, some even more extraordinary in terms of weight. Miguel was telling me or saying earlier, he'd lost 45 pounds so far, and he hasn't even gone into his 3rd month yet. We've a lady in our female community group. I think she's well past the 80 pounds mark at this stage, doing extraordinarily well, obviously over a much longer period of time. And you'll find different stories here. So wonderful. I see there are a couple of questions coming in. Do send in your questions and I'll try and get to them afterwards, and share this if you think anybody is available as well. But now let's go and see and hear from Tressa.
Hi, I am 46 years old. I am just wrapping up a session of BionicGym. I have about 550 calories in an hour that I've just burned. Doing household chores. I was going to do this stuff anyway, and I put BionicGym on to use in tandem. I made a birthday cake for my daughter. I put laundry away. I did the dishes. I just made my family lunch. Stuff I was going to do anyway, but I certainly wouldn't have knocked 550 calories off just by moving around without the use of BionicGym. So BionicGym has absolutely changed my life and has changed my family's life. I've lost over 30 pounds. I am still on my weight loss journey with a goal of another 25 or so, and I have no doubt that I will be successful in doing that this year. BionicGym is absolutely the best investment in myself that I have ever made.
That's lovely. One of the things about Tressa is that she's very supportive of others, which encourages them, but also she gets support from the community as well. She's now kind of going back in again, and she's got another small group going together, and together they push each other on and encourage each other. So the value of community, that's what I see when I see Tressa. And of course, she's even after that video, she went on to lose many more pounds. I think she lost 40 pounds. So we have a picture here, So the picture, at least what I was hoping would come up, was Tressa holding up a bag of weighing 40 kilograms, which is, of course, her a bag of dog food for her beloved dog. So here we go. And one of the things she was saying was that when she can't imagine that she was carrying around this amount of weight all the time beforehand. So it was no wonder that, you know, she wasn't as light and wasn't as lively as she is now. You know, when you're carrying around that amount of weight, it's difficult. We also have some photos from Tressa as well. So you can see an extraordinary change in her too. So that's a fabulous story of Tressa, and the community is so privileged to have her involved. So the next lady is Nancy. And Nancy illustrates for me the power of intensity. And let's hear from Nancy first of all, and listen out for her breathing.
Hi, my name is Nancy. I am currently finishing up an hour's worth of exercise using BionicGym. I am, as you can see, using my Apple Watch to track my heart rate. It's at 171. It's usually between, I don't know, 140, 180. I typically burn about 400 to 500 calories per use within about an hour. And I'm out of breath, as you can tell. I'm sweating, always. And I am 9 months postpartum. I gained 63 pounds, which in my 40s was really hard to lose. And with BionicGym, I've been using it since October 27th of 2020. While working at my desk, I have lost 28 pounds. So it works. I'd recommend it to anybody who is curious whether or not this could truly do what it says. I'm at level 40 standing. I can get to maybe 60 at most, but there's more. It keeps increasing. So it's for anybody, athletes or someone like me looking to lose some baby weight and get back to fitting my normal clothes. Cheers to you.
So that's lovely, Nancy. The Nancy makes it in number 2 because I just wanted to illustrate the power of intensity. So she's sweating there, you can see that, and she's breathless. She's not at the highest intensity that she can get to, and obviously not the highest intensity BionicGym can get to either. It can go a lot higher. But for Nancy, there's a huge benefit in intense exercise, as it is for us all. Most people, we recommend you start at low intensities, particularly if you're overweight, if you're unfit. It's important to progress very slowly, especially for overweight women. The overweight guys may be able to progress a little bit faster. We recommend people take 2 or 3 weeks to just go at a comfortable intensity, slowly increasing the intensity. But once you're well used to it, your body is habituated to it, then once in a while you should give yourself an intense session as well. And the reason for this is to bring about hormonal changes and to help get you addicted to exercise. It's much easier to exercise if you're addicted to it. And intense exercise can help with this creation of addiction. So once in a while, go breathless, get to hormonal changes that kind of will make weight loss a lot easier. In the same way as like athletes, they eat a lot more than any of us, and yet they have these really kind of slim tummies. They may have fat elsewhere, but their abs tend to be kind of quite narrow. Here is a picture of Nancy, and you can see kind of beforehand underneath, and then later on top. So kind of quite dramatic changes, and she's obviously looking a lot fitter as well. However, I've been saving the very best to last. Forgive me, kind of Lassi and Miguel, forgive me Tressa, forgive me Nancy. The last one, I think, speaks to us all. It certainly speaks to me, speaks to my journey, and I'm kind of very privileged to have talked to this lady several times. So Jamie Starr is her name, and I think the video speaks for itself. So why don't we just listen in, and I'll talk a little afterwards.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis 23 years ago, and I'm here today because I have to give you my review on the BionicGym. As you could see, I'm shaking already. I am in my wheelchair, about to do a workout. I am loving this, and I mean this so sincerely. I purchased this 3 weeks ago for weight loss, but what it has done for my MS is beyond. I can't say more amazing things about it, especially for anyone with a chronic disease. I right now have it on a fairly low setting, and if you could see, I have ankle weights on. That's so I don't shake myself right out of my chair. But I do this when I'm warming up to do a workout of a normal chair workout. When I sit down for the second hour, I will crank it up and I will let it rock my legs. There's no fatigue after. When I'm done, I could stand up, I could walk around, get to the bathroom, or walk around the best I can. And it's amazing the difference it's made. Even my physical therapist has said how amazing it is for the couple of steps that I take now, how much different my walking has become. I honestly can't say more amazing things about the BionicGym. Everybody should own one. It has been amazing, and I'm so happy to be on this journey. I can't wait to say how it's been after 3 months or 6 months. I hope you could see everything. I hope you understand. Again, me, my wheelchair, my brace, my shaking, and I'm going to start my workout.
I always find very humbling. And Jamie, I've talked to several times. She's really lovely. And it's great that our technology can kind of help her. But for most people, they're kind of worried about their own, they purchase BionicGym for weight loss, a lot of people, just like Jamie did. But what I find about Jamie is that, like, she manages to get in some exercise despite being in a wheelchair with BionicGym. And if she can manage it, I can manage it. And most likely you'll be able to manage it as well. Whether you do this doing the dishes, watching TV, playing video games like Lassi, whether you crank it up like Miguel or Nancy, or whether you kind of use it as you're doing the other chores and taking care of the kids like Tressa. So, do it. Do be inspired by her as well, as I am. And if you think that can help somebody, if you know somebody, please share this. This is a good weekend for purchasing BionicGym as well. That would be great. And especially on Instagram, it's the first time we've ever gone live on Instagram. Do follow us if you can, or like it. That would be kind of greatly appreciated. So what the plan is now, I'll talk for a couple of minutes. There may be a couple of questions that came in which case, we have one here. Adam, I'm going to read this out because on Instagram, it's not going to come out properly. Adam just got his BionicGym today. Have it on right now in the first 25 minutes of use. I'm currently at 100 power on a little faster, 90 beats per minute, and 118 calories down. That's brilliant. excuse me, well done, Adam. That's great to hear. First session, that's really, really, really good. Some people take kind of a week or two to get up to those levels, but I can see it's going to suit you. And if I was wondering, he's up at 90 already. Hey, that's only the beginner level. So he can go on to the pro, and then if he finds that too easy, we got pro hit again. And then there's a kind of, you saw Miguel on the glucose gobbler earlier as well. So well done, Adam. We got another question in, and this is from Amber Loveland. Hi, Amber. Can two people use one system? Good question. The short answer is yes. The long answer is it's a little bit more difficult. And the best way to do it would be to have one control unit, but two a set of wraps for each of you. I'm not sure if, so these are the wraps that go around your legs. And if you're small size, for the sake of argument, and your partner or somebody else is large size, you simply need different sizes for it to work very well. The second thing is you could both be large size and so I can pause this for a minute maybe. No, you could both be large size or small size, but kind of need your pad positioning in a different position. And these pads, they go on and off each time. They can be taken off and put back on again, repositioned maybe 4 or 5 times. But if you're doing this every day, two things. One, it would be hassle. And, you don't want hassle. And the second thing is, after a while, the electrodes or the pads might just fall off. And so you need to order them much more frequently. So it is possible. The best thing would be to get 2 wraps, one control unit, 2 wraps, and extra sets of electrodes as well. And that way you each have your wraps with the electrodes, so you can put it on quickly and you don't have to adjust things. But in theory, of course, you could do it if you're both either the smaller size or the larger size. We have it too for, I think there's a Black Friday special, $300 off 2 units if you order 2 units. So that's the best offer that we've ever given, I think. Adam, wow, pro setting is much stronger. Yeah. It's about twice as strong. So you'd kind of get it as well. Daniel Coe, how are you? Just purchased. Fabulous. Congrats. We look forward to hearing from you, and do join the community as well, and start at the intensity that you can start at, gradually increase it, not too fast, at a comfortable rate. Adam got up there kind of quickly enough, and he'll continue to go up during the next hour or two. Loretta Scapin, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, Loretta. I was watching some reviews that said they wear BionicGym for 3 or 4 hours. Yes, 2 things. One is the skin needs to breathe. So you can't leave it on all the time. Your skin needs to breathe, otherwise you can build up an intolerance to it. But having said that, the more exercise you do, well, depending on your objective, the more exercise you do in general, the better. It's very gentle on the joints, and you can use it at low intensities for long periods of time. If you want to kind of lose weight, we particularly recommend that people use it for 3 or 4 hours at not too high intensity, at an intensity at which you can do something else. So I'm using it here now at lowish intensity, but I can do a Facebook Live. For me, I can ignore this. It's not an issue. I'm hardly even aware of it. But this is the equivalent of maybe walking for me. So, I'm not going to sweat. My heart isn't going to race. For me, it's only walking. So, but if I was to walk for 3 or 4 hours every day, day after day, that would be quite something. And sometimes I do with BionicGym, essentially. If I'm testing something out, I leave it on for hours. Then I need to eat a lot more just to keep my blubber up if I can. So yes, is the short answer. The other thing is you can use it kind of, an hour during the day or an hour in the evening as well. It's particularly good to use it after your last evening meal. The reason for this is if you're thinking about losing weight or if you've kind of metabolic problems, you always want your blood sugar levels to be low overnight. Otherwise, everything just goes on as fat. You want to train your muscles and your system to be what we call metabolically flexible. And so that's important. So it's really particularly effective to use it after your last evening meal. So essentially you metabolize a lot of the sugars in that meal before you go to bed. So you've probably heard before, don't eat a big meal before you go to bed because it all goes on. And this helps counteract that. Okay, so I just want to remind people again of the Facebook communities. We have our BionicGym community, a main community. This is open to everybody. And then we have a female community because sometimes ladies prefer to talk in private amongst themselves. And so they help each other out as well. But of course, all the ladies and women, they are, a lot of them are in the main Facebook BionicGym community as well. And then there's a much smaller veterans community, but there are thousands of people in the other communities. Do join them. They're really encouraging and filled with lovely people that will help you in your journey. People kind of share their tips as well. You've seen the videos which people created for us because, and people are very kind and they will help you out. That's been the experience of people. Do and try and keep the communities in a positive spirit as well, of course. That would be greatly appreciated. So, there's Carol. Hi, Carol. Carol is asking, and I'm reading these out for our Instagram people in particular. The advice and experience shared in the community is so valuable and so inspiring. Yes. I couldn't agree more. Thank you for agreeing with that point. It's wonderful. It's a lovely space as well. So if I'm a little bit tired and I'm really a doctor at heart, an inventor more than a business person, but I dip into the communities and it gives me courage and strength. So I'll talk a little bit about weight loss, just while it's the topic of the evening. Just a few key points for people to consider in their own journey. And so the first thing is diet plus exercise. Why do we recommend that? Well, diet by itself tends not to be that effective long term. If you want to lose, 50 pounds this month, yes, don't eat. Diet, extreme diet, and that will get the weight down. A lot of it is water initially, but the unfortunate thing is people tend to yo-yo back up. And even if they diet, and successfully over a year later, the chances are poor that they'll have maintained that weight loss. Some people can, and they've got this tremendous self-power or willpower that they can maintain a diet for the rest of their life. And it becomes harder because your body, if you haven't exercised, your body goes down a level in its metabolism. So you don't want that because eating the same amount of calories with your new weight might mean you're now gaining weight, which just makes it difficult for the body. So diet plus exercise is a smart way to go. Now, if you were to just exercise, would that be smart? Well, we saw from Lassi early on that it's possible. But you need to do a lot of exercise as the first thing. Typically, the research studies that have been on this, they tend to suggest that when people only want to lose weight and they only exercise, they need to do a huge amount of exercise because otherwise they go to the gym, they run on the treadmill, they're feeling great, they've burned 300 or 400 calories, they pat themselves on the back, and then they eat a muffin on the way home. And the muffin is 500 calories. So you need to do, they say 2,000 calories of exercise typically in order to overcome the changes in appetite and reward system that you have to lose weight by exercise alone. So diet plus exercise is smart. And the research suggests that that's the people who continue with the exercise, even after they've dieted and got to the optimal weight, are the ones that maintain that weight afterwards. So next thing is, when do you exercise? Well, all day long, if you like. No, as I said earlier, sometimes your skin needs to breathe. Otherwise, you can get reactions to the gel pads, etc. But we find people using it. You saw there Miguel earlier. He was using it for between 3 and 6 hours in a day. Now, obviously, you need to go about your life and you need to do other things doing that. And so you heard Tressa there saying that, she takes care of the kids, she does the washing up, makes some lunch, whatever it is. She goes about her life. Obviously, don't do anything dangerous. Don't walk up and down stairs, or, crossing the road with it on. But you can go about your life a little and just turn ordinary tasks into calorie burning activities. I use it at work sometimes. If you have a standing desk or put your laptop on top of a box, you can use it at higher intensities standing up. So that's kind of great. I can, go at higher intensity standing, and I can write my emails. I can read whatever, So it's really important. One thing which we find is increasingly important is the timing of exercise. So, as I mentioned earlier, people know intuitively you don't eat a big meal before going to sleep, because otherwise the body doesn't use it. You need to use that fuel, otherwise it will go on as fat. And if you've just eaten and then fall asleep, there's little long-term benefits in terms of satiety, like feeling full, etc. So what we recommend, and this is particularly important for people who have kind of metabolic issues. If you're diabetic, of course, BionicGym, it's sugar hungry. If you're using injectable insulin, it may affect the amount of insulin you require because it burns sugar preferentially. And we know this from all our experiments that we've done in the laboratory, and we've published research on this in peer-reviewed journals. So it's very sugar hungry. But so what we recommend is that after your evening meal, it should be small if possible, as ever, you use BionicGym for a couple of hours, and this gets your glucose levels in the bloodstream down at a normal level. Don't eat afterwards, fall asleep, and if you can, even in the morning before you eat again, do another session. And this is when you're exercising in a kind of a depleted state. So this will, it's a little bit more difficult to exercise in a depleted state. People who do keto diets, they'll know this. It's just a little bit more difficult until you get used to it and you develop this metabolic flexibility and your muscles have trained a little. So that's the main things I want to talk about. And for the reasons I've just given, BionicGym is particularly effective with a low-carb diet, a keto diet. Do maintain a little bit of protein irrespective of your diet, just so that your muscles can maintain their strength and they kind of turn over, and hopefully even get a little bit of kind of your muscle tone will improve, etc. Cool. So I'm coming to the end here. Just want to thank Lassi and him doing playing these video games and all the rest. Miguel, extraordinary results. We've seen him on the beach. And then he's what he showed us there today, 45 pounds down. And do check out other big weight loss stories in our groups. There's a weight loss page that we've just created. This is a work of Keen, so I'd like to thank Keen as well for all the graphics that we have here. And we'll post this link in the comments below as well. And we'll shortly, next week or the week after, we'll have it navigable from our website as well. But do go to our website, BionicGym.com, check it out. Today's a great day for offers over the weekend as well. So please do share this live if you can. That would be cool. Like it, and that's really all from me. So thank you, everybody, and thanks, Keen, again. I'd appreciate that, and I'll sign off then. So wishing everybody a very, very happy Thanksgiving weekend.